Alright, so we're back. Yeah, the last thing I uploaded yesterday for the Wuthering Waves thing, I didn't have a microphone, so whatever. So we're back here again. Again, I just kind of skip over this one, but this time I have a bit of explaining to do. Let's see. Those of you who remember, I was one away from pity on here. I had one here, and it was like 12 down here, so I was like close to pity. I also have a lot of polychrome, not because I bought a bunch of packs, but for one, they're giving us a lot with the event stuff, and I didn't feel like pulling for any of these. And then I also bought, if you have, there's a video of it. You can go look it up on the channel, but I also bought one of the other, so I have 2 monthly packs going on right now, I guess, essentially is what I'm saying. If I can go here real quick, it'll... So I have this one that's happening and the free one, so... But anyway, the point being that, as you can see here, the pull count has reset, because I have a bad habit of, like, doing stuff half asleep. So I'll log on and I'll be playing this game kind of just like in and out of consciousness, and somehow my finger gravitated towards the button to do a 10 pull, and I wasted my pity on her accidentally. So long story short, she's on this account, even though I didn't want to. There's a video I was debating whether I wanted to pull her or not. And honestly, like I said, I was kind of leaning towards not doing it, but I figured maybe eventually I would. But regardless, the choice was taken away from me when I kind of like passed out and accidentally pressed the button somehow. I don't know how. I was at the screen, in and out of consciousness, and then like, I was about to fall asleep, and then suddenly the animation starts where it's like the little TVs and all that stuff, and then you see like, obviously it's showing you the S ranks. I snapped awake like immediately. I was like, no, I can't believe this. It was hilarious. I mean, partially it's funny, but like, man, that was an entire pity I just lost. Anyway, the point being, it's not terrible. This is her build right now. She could be better. I'm 300 off of her stat, but the thing is, like, I can get her to get her full boost if I had like a 2-piece Astral Voice or something. But the thing is, her main job is to go with Zhao, and this has to do with I was talking about the theory behind Yexing Wang. I still personally, if you ask me, I think Yexing Wang's best team is Yexing Wang, Lin plus her. However, right now I'm running Yexing Wang, Zhao, and Suna. Partially because, first of all, between these two and their quick assists, you have enough quick assists to keep Zhao's Astral Voice set active the entire time. I do still think she's probably, her with Suna is the best team for Yexing Wang. But the thing about her is that, for one, she is an exceptional stunner. If you get her up to max out crit rate, she is a fantastic stunner, especially with this weapon. And the thing is, Yexing Wang doesn't need a stunner. She needs a lot of buffs. Her stun window exists whenever she's in her ult mode. So the more ult modes you get, the better. The fact that she can force out an ult mode means it's basically you're forcing out a stun window, essentially. But the thing is, she's too good a stunner for Yexing Wang. There's other units can use her as a stunner better than Yexing Wang can. All she cares about is getting her ult state, which again, her forced ults help out with that a lot better than having 2 people put up the Aether Veil. So definitely, you'll get more ult states from Yexing Wang with Lin. But the difference between running a team with these 3 and a team with these 3 is maybe 1 or 2. I don't know. I'd have to test it more and I'd have to look online to see what people are concluding. But to me, the trade-off doesn't seem that good when another unit can use an entirely new stun window plus an extra free ult from Lin, right? So anyway, that's kind of the point, is that like Yexing Wang, she's not bad with a stunner, but she doesn't play very well with a stunner, because the stunner, you're losing half the stunner's job, right? Lin's job is not only to cheat out ults and give her buffs and extend the stun duration, but it's also to stun. And Yexing Wang doesn't care about stun windows at all. So like half of Lin's job isn't being utilized effectively by Yexing Wang. So anyway, that was kind of the theory behind why I was even, because at first I did not care about this character at all. I was like, I don't want any of the Angels of Delusion, whatever. But after a while, I started thinking about it, and I started thinking like using her more, and I was like, well, I'm starting to feel more like having Yexing Wang run off of 2 support units instead of like the traditional 1 unit plus a support plus a stunner might be better for Yexing Wang specifically because she doesn't care about stun windows. She cares about getting in her ult state. There's no support in the game other than Senna that facilitates that. Except for, I guess, maybe Lucia, but then Lucia's buffs aren't relevant. I mean, she gives out, like, crit buffs. Anyway, Lucia's more designed for rush units, so let's just keep it at that. And obviously, she helps out a lot, too. So anyway, that's kind of that. Just a small explanation. I have so many it's dangerous to be at this point where you have this many polychrome. Because then you start wanting to, like, waste it on stuff you don't need. So now that I have Suna, my brain is, like, trying to get me to pull for this weapon. But it's like... It's not terrible. Here's the main reason I want to pull for this weapon. The main reason I want to pull for this weapon is because Yuzuha can also use this weapon. Yuzuha needs a lot of energy regen, not a lot, but you know, the more the better, right? Why have less than you can have more? But the fact that obviously Yuzuha's EX special triggers this, gives her a 12% damage bonus for 40 seconds with as much energy as Yuzuha maintains. You can keep this up. It'll be less than 40 seconds before she can EX special again, right? So 25% damage bonus plus an extra 10% attack on top of that is fantastic. I wonder if this is even better than Yuzuha's own weapon. Now, Yuzuha's own weapon comes with Anomaly Mastery, which maxes out her core passive buffs or whatever. That's probably ultimately better to run that. But the thing is, like I said, the fact that I can run this on Senna and Yuzuha is making me want to pull for it, but for now, I'm just probably not going to. I've already wasted a pity on her. I'd rather not, because again, I still need to pull for Miyabi. What else? I think that's mainly it. I'm probably not going to pull for Nonglong Yu, but I mean, like I said, I wasn't going to pull for her, and I ended up pulling her. Even though it was an accident, somehow it still ended up happening. So the point being that, like I said, I don't plan to pull on any of the units coming up. I'm just saving for Miyabi, but there might be something that could come later, so it's better just to save all this stuff. Plus, this isn't too bad either. It's not great. It honestly, if you're gonna ask me, it does kind of suck. It's not great. I was running this for a long time. I was running this on her when I found out that these buffs don't actually, like, she can't use these buffs. Yeah, so there's that. I mean, I don't know if she can. I think it's just that, like, a lot of people are saying it's, like, so minimal that, like, she can't, like, maintain them very well, so that was kind of a wash. So yeah, I'm just running this on her. No one else is using it anyway, because I don't really use Lucy. Anyway, that was just to explain that. So when we get into here, normally, again, if I summon everything, I usually make a video for it so you guys can see me summoning her. But I didn't get to make the video this time because it happened by accident. So just to show you guys what's going on here. Aether Veil, so we're probably going to just run you here. Can I save? Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Down here, ice damage, EX special attack, additional ice damage. This one's going to be kind of tricky. What do you want here? Max HP, Aether damage bonus. Okay, so this is just guaranteed to be here. This is the main reason I wanted Dial In, because Dial In works too well with Yushuan. Extending the stun duration plus giving her 3 ults and 1 stun is just ridiculous. Yeah, okay, so that's good for now. He is physical weak, so everything hurts this one. Here is going to be a really big uphill battle. Let's see. So physical, so I'm obviously I only have 2 teams left, right? I only have Jane Doe and Sambi. Clearly, Jane Doe's not going to work here because she's physical resistant. I mean, I guess I could use Monado, but Monado's partners are taken. Yeah, so really it's just Sambi. So whether I wanted to or not, the choice has been made for me. We'll save and exit. So unfortunately, like I said, the problem is we're not getting any buffs out of this. So this one's going to be lagging behind. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to do this one first, just to get it out of the way to have an expectation of... you guys can see the builds here. I'm just checking everybody's weapon. Okay.
Nothing to fear.
Nicole's optimal weapon for the Sambi team is the Kaboom the Cannon. However, I'm at the point where like I'm tired of swapping it between people, and plus you can't swap them back and forth here. So Sunna can use Kaboom the Cannon, but she can't use the Vault, and the Vault is the only other weapon I have. So the fact that Nicole can use her own weapon, obviously I'm just gonna have to take the hit and use it like that.
Mind the blind spot.
Save your adjusting for wind.
Right on cue. Move behind me. What you deserve. I'll stay here. Down strategy.
I keep forgetting that like not to save resources, just like dump them all here. We're just gonna ult him. Why not? Even with that ult, we still were like suspiciously close to not killing him.
The increased firepower.
I've been using Zhao with this team a lot more, and with Zhao you want to hit all the quick assists that Trigger gives you to make sure you keep the Astral Voice set up all the time. So I keep forgetting that like, ooh, that's not good. I keep forgetting that I have to wait for the quick assist to come out. I can just like launch everything. I can just hard swap everything.
Engaging. Roger that.
Again, it's okay that I don't have ult or anything for this. Because the timer for this one isn't really that big a deal. It's just at the first wave. Unless they change it again, which would be pretty irritating. I'm just gonna ult him to take the miasma off. If you're looking at this is all completely suboptimal, 100%. Like I don't. This isn't how you want to play this against this guy like this. But as far as I'm aware, you just need to finish the first wave as quickly as possible. We're just gonna sit through this one because I want this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I was gonna swap over to Nicole, but clearly.
Sniper's Creed. One shot, one kill.
Down strategy. What you deserve. Let me give you a little treat. Like right on cue.
Target locked.
Roger that. Engaging.
What do we get? We have to get at least 33 to kind of be even. So we got 30. It's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. Basically, we have to get 70. So the next two, I have 35,000 points to get with the next two. If they both get 35,000, we'll be fine. But sometimes, again, it's kind of lopsided. Sometimes, like, this team up here might carry the entire thing, which it reset my team. It's kind of annoying. Not that's that bad, but just I hate that it does that. What are the buffs here? So Aether Veil, we need to keep Aether Veil up as much as possible. Ignore 10 Fizz Res. And this bottom part is who cares? Okay, I don't know. Who is this lady? I'm trying to think about who this one is. Again, the biggest issue with this is like your brain isn't accustomed to just dumping everything as fast as possible. So like the first wave ends up taking longer than it should. But yeah, so just when you're doing this, just kind of try to dump it all as fast as possible. The last one was the first two waves. It was like 3 enemies and then 2 enemies and a big one showed up. So kill those 2 and then finally Monado comes out.
Free as the skies.
So hopefully that was fast enough to.
Leave it to me. Radiant cloud. What the heavens? Necessary for history. What? Entering the delusion domain. I would have said all the bad guys flying.
As far as I'm aware,
The line is drawn.
Sunna's ultimate is literally just. Sunna's ultimate is just to add more of those little cat stacks.
Frozen spirits, countless swords in
What's our score
harmony.
at? Are we like? Wait. See what I mean? Sometimes you just go over on other ones, but it's like they'll make up for it. So. The fact that we did that Sambi one without like any of the buffs helping us is pretty good. Here again, these scores end up being suboptimal sometimes, but that's because I don't really go in there enough to check to see everything. 50 heal, and well, she doesn't put up a lot of anomaly buildup because I mean we don't get any triggers, but let's go back here. The build, if you're looking at the build from her, I've tested out. So normally, obviously, because in Shiyu defense, the new Shiyu defense, you can't share weapons between teams, which I think is stupid, but whatever, you know, just got to deal with it. Ideally, her best weapon is running her on Tusks of Fury, because you get 18% damage plus more days, but I do find that, first of all, the days doesn't matter when Zhao is paired with Yexing Wang, because again, it doesn't like, you're not trying to get stuns off, so it's irrelevant. But the other thing is that I find that's kind of interesting. Obviously, the impact helps as well, but again, we don't care about the impact on a Yexing Wang team. And this 18% damage buff doesn't seem to be that big, because there's times where I'm using, like, I'll swap between this weapon, and it feels like the consistency of a 40% damage buff to her ult and her EX special attack with, when you're using Zhao, you swap into Zhao, if she has her EX special up, you just press the EX special and it gives you the quick assist and you swap off of her immediately. So throughout the pace of the fight, you get a lot of these like swap in EX specials and leave. That seems to provide more damage than the 18% team-wide damage buff of here. Clearly, you guys can correct me and show me like graphs. I agree with that this one should outpace whatever little buff this gives you. But for some reason, I'm finding that like just they're comparable. I don't think this one is better than this one. I think I get higher scores when I run this. But after a bit of testing, I've realized that it's like, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not terrible, which I find kind of interesting. So I've just kind of settled on using this on her because, again, she uses a lot of EX special attacks. And whenever someone takes damage, she gets energy, which is good for her because she needs to build up her little, her passive meter to get her Aether Veil up all the time. And having more energy means more EX special attacks, which means more Aether Veils. So, again, in the long run, in a 3-minute fight, or that was like a minute and a half, whatever, in a longer fight, in going further than one rotation is what I'm saying. It's like when you're doing multiple rotations, I think the little bit of energy, the little bit of extra damage from this kind of stack over a longer fight. So your EX special attacks are doing more damage, and you're getting more energy, which means you get more Aether Veils up, and then you get more Yexing Wang ult states, which is the most important thing. In a Yexing Wang team, the most important thing is getting as many ult states for her as humanly possible. That's a direct correlation how much damage you're going to do. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying go put this on her. I'm just saying I had this, and I normally would run this on her, but I put this on her, and I don't really seem to be able to tell like a gigantic difference. You know what I mean? What you could do, I keep throwing them away, but there's one engine that gives her more HP and the main stat. one of the tank engines. I don't really care about it too much because to get her max buff, you have to hit 27,000 HP. At the HP she has right now, I calculate, I think it's like I'm 35%. So this gives you 25, or this gives you 10%, and the rest is 30, right? 30 based on your HP. So a flat 10% for free, plus another 30 from her HP. At the HP she's at, which is right here, 25.7, is 25%. So if we were to scale this out, if you did the math, this would be 25% plus 10% is 35%. So I'm missing 5% of this buff. It's like not that big a deal. Again, I was more okay with it because I was offsetting that. I was losing 5% to gain 18%. But since I don't have that weapon on her, I'm using this one. But again, it's not that big a deal. I mean, again, you could use that other weapon, but this one's already leveled up and just sitting here. Because I had this for, obviously, for Panda. But, you know, if it's there, I may as well use it. And like I said, you can't reuse engines here in the new Shiyu defense, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. So that's that. So I have to get at least 30,000 here. I'm theoretically going to get more than that. So when we do ults, we get more sheer damage. It just resets the duration. Okay, so not too shabby. I think it would have been, so here it's too late for this now, but I'm curious if it's probably, it wouldn't be that big a difference anyway. Where are we? Here. Just gonna show off the builds real quick. 58 crit chance. This set, he's running this set because it's all he has. I can't wait for the day I can replace him with Lucia. That's the other person. I was like, I don't remember who I need to summon, but Lucia and what's her name? Lucia and Miyabi are the two units that I kind of need to save up for. And then obviously we've got her.
Hello,
yeah, so.
Rep 2493 at your service.
To the sky! Allow me. Concentrate. Strength and finesse. Shift. What a nuisance.
This won't take much.
Reality and illusion.
Surprise, surprise.
We're just gonna burn the altar because why not?
It's sealed.
Will this not kill him? I was about to say, gosh.
Let's make this quick.
Dylan has so many invincibility frames, it's hilarious.
The verdict is unforgivable. Attacks from
Concentrate. Strength and finesse. Shift. Obliterate form and spirit.
So normally in this situation, I would have had a Dylan forced ult ready, but I obviously don't.
Another tip. Evil shall be purged.
Again, in the second phase, it's like you don't have to be super optimal. You just have to kill him. It doesn't really matter how long it takes.
Keep your guard up. An opening.
I'm being suboptimal because I haven't had Panda's I'll miss Panda's ult being or his buff being up. His buff, it lasts 30 seconds, and 30 seconds is a lot shorter than you feel like. Than I feel like it's like. Than it feels like basically. Just,
You lack training. Inadequate. Shift. Reality
so
and
do this. The main, I don't know. Again, I don't do enough testing to find out what's like super optimal, but I kind of like this because it takes a while. Because even with Dylin's 2-second stun duration extension, you still can't fit all the ults and combos you want in the stun window. So the chain cancel thing helps out a little bit easier. Again, you don't have to do it, but you know, just may as well, right? That gets me. That should be it, right? If I got more than 35 on the last one, then there we go. So we got full rewards over 100K. I think if I were to do this top one over, I should probably do this one over again at some point because even at 40, that seems kind of low for such a, like, for one, Yexing Wang's the most broken character in the game, plus like the newest unit that just came out. So I don't know. Like I said, it's not terrible. Obviously, we got the whatever, just, and we did cut everyone's time almost in half. Well, not in half. This one's a little lower. This one took longer just because of like what I said. Not to mention, I think let's go over here, 240. I think Nicole's build is off.
I'm here. I want.
Waiting for.
Where's Nicole?
Let's start.
You want need something? My services are expensive.
Yeah, her build is a little wonky. This is missing. I should put this on her. +3 attack. I should probably put this on her, honestly. But I think this should be fine. Where's all your pieces? I feel like she had better pieces than these. Yeah, my Nicole build is just trash, apparently. She needs a little more crit rate, so I'm pretty sure I'm just going to run this on her. 60% crit rate. 75% crit rate. I don't know. This is a what? A +6? It's kind of hard to pass this one up, though, because this one's a... Well, even this one's not that bad, either. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a +7. I'm probably just going to go with this one. A little more crit damage. We're losing some crit chance, but again, plus her 15 gets her up to what? 72% crit chance. 70% crit chance isn't too bad. So 55 is kind of what you want her at. Yeah. So I think maybe we could do with a little more crit damage. I'm just wasting time at this point. So if I was going to click off, they would have clicked off already. Yeah, for anybody who's still here, do you guys prefer it if I'm like rambling here like this, or do you guys prefer the last video I uploaded where it was just there wasn't any talking? Yeah, so I think that's fine for that. That's pretty nice. And crit rate, so. Okay, well, her build is, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Like I said, like I always say, I could use more of these. It's gotten to the point where, like,
Need something? My
I actually
services are
consider buying, first of all, I consider buying this just to get rid of it. Just, not this, this thing, just to take this off this little menu here. Plus it's $1, you get 2 summons out of it, and this, and again, I just need the vault from there. But obviously it's not worth summoning, it's not worth buying, it's just a funny thing that always shows up that I'm like, I could just buy that, it's just $1, it's not that big a deal. But for those of you who know me, I'm very stingy with stuff, which again is why it's kind of offensive. Not offensive, but I'm like, I actually got kind of pissed that I wasted an entire thing on this. But it's not so bad. Suna with Yexing Wang is kind of really good. Plus, she's also pretty good on other teams as well. She's not great, but she's also not terrible. Just the fact that she does a lot of off-field damage with her little cat debuff or whatever. Like, cause I've used her with, what's her name? Sambi. Sambi's hilarious because Sambi and Trigger hit them so much that it triggers her, like, bubblegum cat thing. Cause it's like you have to hit them every 3 times you hit them, it triggers some kind of damage instance or whatever. I don't know exactly how it works, but, every time you hit them, it does some kind of thing like that, right? And Sambi and Trigger hit them so many times that she's constantly out of that buff. Like, she has no, up here where their health bar is, where her passive bar, where everybody's passive thing is, she's always at none. Like, I have to, like, she just has so many problems on that team because she can't maintain that many stacks of whatever she has on, which I find kind of interesting. I almost never, like, I always have too many when I'm using it with Yexing Wang, but I don't know, it's just something to work out.
nice today. Maybe we could
But yeah, that's it for
continue
today.
together.
I don't know what the next video is going to be, but see you guys in the next one.